Right, so first let's get the boring bit out of the way. This is not an unboxing video. This is the box it came in. It's decent. First of all, that is the original configuration of the rifle. It's got the short flash hider and the iron sights in the tan two-tone kind of thing. The box is secure. I've actually already undone those bits, and you can hold it nice and steady in there, so you don't have to worry about it getting damaged during shipping. It came with an jamming rod and a magazine, and a charger and battery is also available in optional things, but it didn't come on my deal. Right, onto the actually interesting bits. Right, so now onto the actual gun. This is my CM18 in the configuration that I've chosen for it. Just to get the different things out of the way first, I switched out the plastic flash hider, which I did not like, for a pistol silencer, which I now also do not like. I added an angled foregrip at the front of it. It just makes it easier to hold it in a shooting position for me. Some people don't like them. I removed the iron sights and added this EOTech clone on it. Actually, I'll move the camera. This is a pretty good one. Yeah, what else did I do? Oh yeah, and I added this single point sling to the back, which makes it very easy to carry and level out. Right, so let's get this back into position. Get this back out. Right, first of all, the magazine. This is the magazine that it came with. It's a G&G mid-cap, takes 120 rounds. And I've heard nothing but good reviews about these. It's got this little follower that makes sure it gets all of the rounds into the rifle before it runs out. So this bit actually pushes them up through that little tube. However, my magazine has been awful. I wouldn't take this as a negative on the gun, because online I've literally just heard good things about this, but mine, I don't think it's meant to double stack, and mine keeps on double stacking and jamming when I load it, especially with speed loaders. It doesn't get along. That's a bit of a shame. It actually misfed. I then also bought two of these, mistaking them for mid caps. They are actually low caps. They feed really, really well, but between 50 and 60 rounds just isn't enough in a woodland skirmish. I now use these high caps. I only have one of them. What I don't like in comparison to these is that this rattles when you're moving, and if you're trying to go stealth, it makes it pretty bloody hard to sneak up on people. Okay, right. Oh yeah, and the original iron sights. They're good metal. They flip up and they lock. They are solid. They came with the gun. They're very good. They've got a cool little hooded sight, or whatever you call it. Looks like something out of Halo to me. And the rear sight has got a wide battle sight, I think you call it, and a precision sight. I'm sure someone will correct me on that. Okay, what else to mention about the gun? The gun is all plastic. It's high quality plastic, I'll give it that, but it is nonetheless plastic. But that makes it very light. In my experience, that's actually a good thing. I've got friends with metal guns, and although they look and sound cool when you tap them, they are bloody heavy to carry around, and it's a bit of an inconvenience. And unless we're using our guns as bats, I don't think that mine's any more likely to break than someone with a metal gun. What else? It comes with a quad rail at the front, which is very good for attaching accessories. Of course, it's not very good for my bank, because it gives me more things that I can buy to put onto it. It comes with 4 of these little tabs to cover the sides. That's not quite enough. I luckily had a tab already, and that that allowed me to cover the thing up on 3 sides. I decided one on the top was pointless, because you don't hold it there, so you don't need it comfortably. Non-working parts are just this, the bolt release. It moves a little bit. On a real gun, that would catch the bolt on the last shot, and you'd smack it as opposed to having to cock it. Other non-working parts are the forward assist. Yet again, on the real gun, if you had a stoppage, you could use this to push the bolt, or something like that. and basically release or push the bolt forward to help you with the jam. Of course, there is no bolt in this, it's an AEG, so this serves no purpose apart from being authentic. The charging handle, although it does not serve a purpose in the way that you actually have to cock it for the bolt, it does release the dust cover, which it's cool for one, and number two, pulling this back, well, first of all, it exposes the internal bit there, and by pulling the charging handle back, you can see into the internals. I believe that's hop up. I actually haven't messed around with that yet. I seem to be a bit scared of that. So yeah, that's pretty good. On to, we have got the magazine release here, which releases the magazine. It's pretty ergonomic, same as any M4. I don't think that really stands out. I've added this little Breaking Bad sticker. Some people think it's a bit gimpy. I like it. We have got the fire selector. Obviously we've got safe. I don't know how clear that is, but we've got safe, semi, and fully automatic. Fully automatic, it's got good rate of fire. However, I rarely use that. I stick to semi because I believe that accuracy is more important, and I hate getting full auto, so I wouldn't want to do that to someone else. Yeah, it's a pretty accurate gun. I think that pretty much wraps up. Wait, is that still in shot? Yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up all I've got to say about it without shooting it. Oh yeah, my bad. Retractable stock. This is a standard stock. It's a crane stock, and what you do is press this in to retract it. Yes, before anyone wonders, this was originally tan. I thought I didn't like tan, so I spray painted it, and it turns out I actually want the tan back. And it's a bit of a pain because you can see on the edges it started to scrape away and make it look a bit tacky. This is also where the battery is kept. Let me just move the camera back a little bit. You get to the battery by removing the butt plate, and the way you do that is there is a tab here and on the opposite side here. You squeeze them, and I'm not going to be able to do this on camera, so I'll just reset that. Right, you squeeze them and pull back like so. Sometimes it takes a bit of effort to wriggle it off, sometimes it comes off incredibly easily. You then take this little piece here, rip that off. Well, not rip, you remove it carefully because you don't want to damage your gun. And that exposes the battery section. You can see there's a, oh, is it called a mini something? A mini Tamiya or something connection, but it takes standard batteries, which I have got around here somewhere. The stock is good. It is completely interchangeable, in theory, with any M4 AR-15 style stocks. However, this holds the battery, which means that when you get new stocks, you have to take battery into account, which actually limits it. It means you can't get one of those nice, slick Magpul stocks. Just to show you, you squeeze in to retract, as I mentioned, but if you want to get it off, you actually pull down. Don't be afraid, it feels like it shouldn't go that far off. You pull it off, and you slide right off the back, which reveals the stock and the buffer tube. And of course, in theory, you could take any other M4 stock. I'm going to do this just as an example. Take any other M4 stock, such as this one, put it on the back, do the same thing, pull this down, boom. Now, this is actually, to be quite frank about it, a shite stock that came with a rubbish gun. But it serves the purpose of being an example. Works exactly the same. It allows you to customize it. Very customizable gun. Let's take that off and put the normal stock back on. Power. This shoots at semi-automatic at around 350 FPS with 20 gram BBs. No, not 20 gram BBs, 0.20 gram BBs. It's that given that it's a CQB gun, that could be considered a little hot. At my site, they think that's fine because it's a mixture of CQB and woodland. Yeah, it's a very accurate gun. Once you kind of like get the curvature of the BBs, I mean, a lot of it isn't even down to the gun; it's down to the wind. Last thing I forgot to mention is it has got a threaded barrel, which allows you to put on any 14mm counterclockwise screws, anything from a silencer such as this one to, say, a flash hider, which is what I intend to get, something a little bit shorter. Once you got that off and you have fully collapsed the stock in, that is actually a very short rifle capable of getting through doorways very easily, making it absolutely perfect for CQB, but it also has the power, range and accuracy to be competent in most medium ranges, although you would get outranged by certain DMRs and sniper rifles. I think that's all I have to say. Right, now for the shooting and accuracy testing. I don't have an FPS tester, or a chronograph, one of them, but you'll have to take my word for it. I had it chronoed at the last time I went to Airsoft and it got about 349 FPS, but another guy had the same gun, chronoed it at around 310 FPS, so I guess there could be some fluctuation between models and their power, so that's something you'd have to look into yourself. Right, that concludes the review. Let's go to the shooting. Hello, Jack. This is the accuracy test of the CM18 Mod 1. Let's flip the ear tag onto outdoors. Ooh, and of course, turning onto semi might be a good idea. That was not semi-automatic. So as you can see, the rate of fire is good. Let me just try it on semi-automatic. Right, then one more burst on fully automatic. So as you can see, the power, accuracy and rate of fire are all very good. Actually, let's just go see what it did to that can. Okay, dented it a little bit. Let's try a little bit of... Okay, so obviously angering local dogs and ripping cans, shooting holes straight through them. So yeah, that was the power and accuracy review of the CM18 Mod 1 by G&G. Right, so that concludes the Team Kill Switch review of the G&G CM18 Mod 1. Overall, it is a fantastic gun. It's brilliant for beginners given its low price, or relatively low price, of £150. It is great for woodland and CQB alike. Obviously it has a version 2 gearbox, something that I forgot to mention, which makes it highly upgradable and very compatible with any parts should you have to replace it. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more gun and gear reviews. Just a little sneak peek for the future of Team Killswitch Airsoft YouTube. We will be reviewing the WE Glock 18C, the Maruzen L96, and this sexy beast here, the custom built Liberator, if I can get it out of the holster. Right, stay tuned for more.